Hey guys, this is Camfree15 and I'm back at it with another video for you guys, and we are back with some One Piece anime episode reviews. We get more into the Oden backstory, and what a very cool, visually stunning episode this was. We get more into, let's just say, Oden as a person. Well, we get more about Oden, and then we understand why Kinemon and the other retainers started following him. So this is One Piece anime episode 961. Now the episode obviously starts off where we last took place, where obviously the wild boar is essentially destroying the flower capital in Wano and stuff like that. And we see a flashback to an hour ago. Those people who first captured the little boar was essentially berating, I guess you can say they were berating Otsuru, or Suru, whatever you want to call her, and stuff like that. But what happens is the boar comes upon them, and we're presumed that the boar actually ate some of those people along with Suru, which we all know was Kinemon's wife. Now we know that she's okay because she managed to live on and stuff like that. Well, technically we don't know if she's still alive or not. Denjiro also respects Oden too. We find out he really likes Oden. He's like honestly a fanboy. He's thirsty and stuff like that. Now again, like I said, the boar is wrecking Wano like bad, like to the point he's actually smashing buildings, eating freaking people. It's just utter chaos. You see Old Man Hugh and his freaking Yakuza like freaking come out of nowhere. They look like they're about to get involved and stuff like that. But then you have one of those bandits who escaped the boar attack. He goes up to Kinemon. He's like, this is your fault and stuff like that. You freaking caused all this nonsense and now it's your fault. And then too, the dude also says, oh yeah, the old girl, she got eaten up by him, and that honestly upsets Kinemon, and that sends him on the deep end. So you have Kinemon essentially stepping up. He's fighting because he's like, give me back Suru, I want her, I'm cutting open your belly so I can free her and save her and stuff like that. And at the same time you see all these very emotional flashbacks, because it goes to show you, because we know from the last episode that they were childhood friends. You can really tell that they were like legit friends and stuff like that. And you can understand, I guess, why the two eventually got married and, hooked up and stuff like that. It was very emotional, even though we know what happens to these two characters, but still, regardless. The one thing, it looks like Kinemon's down for the count and he can't get up. Oden does acknowledge Kinemon's bravery of what he's doing. So essentially Oden takes it into his own hands, and one of the most very best animated parts of this series, the way the board looked and the way Oden was doing was freaking crazy. And this man Oden, he's like Oden 2 sword style, and he does the move called Paradise Waterfall, I believe. And literally, like you see in the thumbnail, cuts the damn boar in half, which I was like, dog, this guy is hella strong. That was freaking crazy. Now, after this whole incident too, Kinemon's trying to take Kinemon, he finally reunites with Suru, which was a nice emotional moment. He kind of hugs her and stuff like that. I really did love the little reunion. He also tries to take the blame, but Oden's like, I'm not letting you do that. It's on me. He also does get the note from his dad saying that he's essentially been exiled from the flower capital. So, okay, he leaves. And then Kinemon and Denjiro, actually, because they're encouraged and they are, I guess you can say, fascinated with Oden, they eventually follow him. And even though Oden's against it, he's like, all right, I guess I'm gonna have to deal with it and everything and stuff like that. Now, when the three go to the Hakamai region, they run into Yasui, or who we are talking about, and we actually see a younger version of Orochi. Yes, a very young version of Orochi. We find out he was essentially like kind of just came out of nowhere. He was off the streets essentially, and Yasui essentially took him in, which is freaking coincidence that this man takes you in and you end up killing him. But then again, it looks like later on in this whole scene too, that Orochi has some ulterior motives, because apparently we're led to believe that Oden stole Yasui's money, but the way they zoomed in on Orochi's face and everything, and even the way Yasui was looking at Orochi, it's making it look like Orochi took the money instead. So yeah, we also do find out that Oden's going after Ashura Doji, because he's in the Curry region, and Yasui's like, Curry is a cancer to Wano that even, your own father can't take care of. And Oden's like, well, whatever, I'll do it. I'll do what I need to do and stuff like that. So yeah, also Orochi did say that he saw Oden take it, but again, like I said, with the money situation, Yasui looks like he knows that it might have been Orochi that took the money. So, and stuff like that. Now, when Oden and the others, kind of chillax, we see that Oden's writing a journal, essentially just detailing, his life journeys, essentially. And he brings a mention up to Kinemon and Denjiro, like, well, you see navigators on the sea, they essentially write, stuff down, especially like maps and everything. So he's essentially writing his life's journey and his life's adventure and stuff like that. So they head to the Ringo region, which, funny enough, his daughter is currently at there. And we actually see the kid versions of Izu and Kiku. Now, if you forgot who Izo is, he was actually in the Whitebeard Pirates from the Marineford arc and stuff like that. So yeah, and then we already know Kiku's there. They look like they're like 10 years old, I guess I can say the least. They're very young and stuff like that. They eventually actually ended up following Oden, because what their whole thing was, they were trying to earn money by dancing for people, but people were just not into it and stuff like that. So yeah, and then that's when we find out a little bit more about their backstory. We find out that they were sons of a dance master, but their father ended up getting arrested, and then their family ended up breaking up. They don't speak about what happened to the mother. I'm guessing the family just went their own separate ways and just left their kids. So they were kind of just abandoned. So obviously they're two poor kids and they're trying to do their best. And essentially you have them following Oden, and Oden kind of takes them in. We cut over to the Kibi region, and essentially where apparently there was a ghoul that was cutting off people's hair as well as dead people's hair. And we find out that was actually Kanjuro. And essentially, Oden takes him out within like one hit, and then he ends up following him too, and stuff like that. And then in Udon, which is much more lush and much more green, has much more greenier than it does now. There was a mounted bandit, which we later find out that was Raizo. Apparently he was like taking women and, taking out men. But we find out it's Raizo, which is a much younger Raizo. And we find out that Raizo actually used to be in the Kozuki clan Onibawan Nashu, which essentially is their ninja guard, essentially. He essentially quit because a Kanochi broke his heart. Now, they never specified what Kanochi broke his heart, but we know a Kanochi is a girl ninja. So could that Kanochi be Shinobu? We don't know. So they never specified who it was, but I'm probably sure it was Shinobu. So yeah. That's one thing too. So after they kind of chillax, the Scabbards up to this point essentially say like, where's Oden? And essentially they find out that Oden traveled to the gate where Curry's at to essentially confront Ashura Doji, and we see that Ashura Doji does not like Oden, and he's planning to take his head off. And that's where the episode ends off. And yeah, but it was a really good episode. We get more of how the some of the members of the Scabbards join Oden. The other Scabbards, because we see, if you see the next episode preview, we see Inuarashi and Nekomamushi, and even what's his face? Shoot, I forgot. Kawamatsu. We see them there, as well as we also are going to see the Whitebeard pirates. Well, fully back to, I guess you can say, fully together again. Well, some of their members. Since I guess Marineford, I guess you could say, but it was a good episode. I enjoyed it. That moment with Oden was badass, which goes to show you how strong this guy was. And he's only 18 at this point in time, only 18 years of age, and he's that strong, which shows that dude has a lot of potential, or had a lot of potential, and stuff like that. And it was good to see, the other Scabbards and how they essentially got to follow Oden, and essentially we find out, they just were admired by him, and or they admired him, and they looked up to what he did, and they saw what he did was pretty crazy and pretty good. So they're like, okay, man, we need to freaking let's get it going. But yeah, good episode. I enjoyed it, and yeah. So other than that, guys, I'm gonna get out of here. Hopefully, you guys have a great rest of your day. Or night when you're checking this video. Hit the subscribe button to get more One Piece content. Put in the comment section your thoughts on how good this backstory looks. Another thing I gotta update you guys. Actually, this early on the channel, I already uploaded my very first gameplay. I know it's about Fairy Tail. Fairy Tail, I know it's not a very much liked anime series, but I love it. But I am doing gameplay. I don't know if tomorrow I'm gonna upload it, but it's either going to be tomorrow or Monday, probably Monday, that I'm going to upload Resident Evil 7 Biohazard and start my walkthrough of that, because I'm getting myself prepared for Resident Evil 8. But other than that, guys, that's all I got to say. So till then, guys, I'll catch you guys in the next video. I'll see you guys later. Till then, stay out there. Peace.